lineups are looking like. It looks like we're going to be seeing a raise on the field from Seth. These tight hallways sometimes feel like they can be very advantageous here for that raise.
Yeah, and interesting. We saw Lazarus or Blackheart, was playing on the stage last time. Now onto the breach, so a little bit more flashes available on the side of Lazarus. I do like that. It's a good idea. And no Phoenix for them this time around. So interesting that they've swapped that over. Breach obviously slightly better at getting that those flashes into the right spots, able to shoot them through walls. So.
Yeah, it looks like neither team really going to be running that breach, and trying to make a quick rotation towards that A site, trying to get that damage in early, but Capo takes a few more shots than they might like. Looks like they set the cage up right on themselves. Does get the heal in from Derek on that stage. Going to be getting some good value. Right now we're at about 1 for 1 on these trades. Triumph taking an early kill on to Lazarus with that raise going down. Now Tanaka gets spotted out by that Owl drone, taking that dart early, and Triumph continues to get the kills. It's just going to be this breach available, but Lazarus going to be falling one by one.
Yeah, that's Triumph picking up those frags and making that really just so difficult to retake. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Once you get into those post-plant positions, it can be so tough as the defense to get in there, because they have all of the angles. All of the angles can be covered when you don't trade as effectively into that initial push. So it's going to be the anti-eco here available for Triumph, just trying to make sure they don't lose too many guns. A couple of ghosts actually just going to be bought up. So armor ghost. I'm not a super huge fan of that myself. I think it's probably better to invest early on. But Capo going to be taking out Blackheart and Chef with the trade. Good early picks.
Yeah, it's going to be crucial here that Lazarus gets as many kills as they can with that eco. And however, they're only going to be finding 2 so far. They're now going to be down 1 man with that raise already so dangerously low. Raze try to sneak in through that spawn side, the defender's spawn. That'll be trying to just wait it out, really find that damage coming in. But Derek pushing up on them. It's going to be about which one can land their shots better. And right now, Seth gets a little too aggressive. Romanov cleaning them up. The backup coming in strong. But the Stim Beacon now going to be coming out from Custom Abilities, who doesn't really have anybody to shoot with it.
Yeah, a little bit of aggressive there from the Sage on the attack side, but as that happens, Simple going to be cleaning it up onto Custom Abilities. If I am Lazarus, I'm thinking that's a great eco round for us. We killed 3 people. We were able to get a couple of guns out of their hands, and now it was definitely doable. Even it could have seen a win. So Romanov, the only one with the Spectre at the end of that, is going to be pulling that over into the next round, and this is going to be the first gun round for both sides. Triumph currently 2-0 in this map.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, the gun round going to be looking a little bit more equivalent across the entire board. Capo, as we see, hopping onto that Cypher, trying to get some early reconnaissance work done. Not going to be finding too much right out of the gate, as they do have that Omen Darkness coming in and blocking a little bit of that line of sight. And right now, it looks like this rotation just coming into A point. Triumph taking it a little bit slow, being a little bit hesitant. But Capo being perhaps a little too hesitant. Seth going to be taking them down with that Vandal early on.
Yeah, and that's going to be resulting in a very aggressive push here into U-Haul as they try to push forward. Attackers trying to find an advantage, but it is not quite enough. So much utility coming back, and the wall now broken by the defense, and this is so difficult. And exactly like I was saying, that teleporter, you take the A short position, teleport over to B, and now the whole entire defense side is just over at A, and they have to rotate together. Look at this free bomb site for Triumph.
Yeah, and they're going to be using that Brimstone smoke to really provide that blockage, to really make it risky for Lazarus to peek out through that spawn. However, Tanaka is not going to listen to any of that advice. Going to be taking the kill on to Derek. Now the kills need to come through and the defuse in quick fashion. Blackheart taking down 1. This is looking a little bit even for Lazarus right now. They do have man up, but the breach ability going to be coming through. Doesn't seem to land too much.
Yeah, trying to get a kill, but Simple does find it on to Tanaka, and now the trade from Blackheart. Now a 1v1 situation. Zeno throws the nade out, not finding anything, the bomb ticking away. Going to be a save from Blackheart.
Yeah, it looks like both members just going to walk away from one another. Blackheart not looking like they can win it, not looking like they can get the defuse off the back end, even more importantly, so they're more than willing to give that point up. And with that, now Lazarus going to be down 0-3.
Yeah, and that's just really, really unfortunate there for Lazarus. They over-rotated immensely. I mean, it's kind of hard to say over-rotated because the entire team was at A short, and so they knew they were there for the attackers. But the problem is you have to be aware of the fact that the teleport is available. So it's almost necessary if you are if you're playing defense on this map that you just keep at least one person on each site the whole entire time. And now it's going to be a shoddy buy at the very least for Lazarus as they try to eco out a little bit on this round, pushing in. It looks like they're just stacking A, which I like that as a strategy. Not going to be super effective in this, as it looks like the attacker is going towards B, but still a good idea.
Yeah, Triumph going to be trying to just get the easy setup. They're going to be clearing out the area. They don't want to get too reckless with it quite yet, but still, we'll have a pretty open opportunity to plant here, as it looks like Lazarus just being very patient and actually waiting for the plant call to come in instead of assuming the rotation.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what your thought process is. If you're stacking a site with 5 people, you're just saying, hey, if they go here, we're going to get a couple frags. Hopefully we get a win. If they don't, oh well, we'll retake 5v5 with these pistols. And probably won't find anything with the retake, but that's the strategy. And I like the idea a lot from Lazarus. It shows a good thought process, an idea for the game of whoever's the in-game leader here. But just so much spam coming out. That's, yeah. I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, that was a firing squad in the most literal fashion coming out from Triumph, and Lazarus not looking as good as they were on our last map here, Vin.
Yeah, not quite as good, but again, like I said, defense, it can be a really difficult position, especially if the bank gets built up early for the attackers. It can be very difficult to take it back. But as we can see, Lazarus, despite that last round being a bit of a smash in Triumph's favor, has done a good job of keeping them honest. So it's not gotten to that position yet, and the ops and rifles going out for both teams as. Oh, that's a great pick, though. Zeno onto Tanaka through the wall. So unfortunate.
Yeah, gonna be getting the wall bang with that. Boombot not really finding too much, using that grenade early on just to clear out Hookah. Try to open up that spacing for the side of Triumph. They are now going to be up that man advantage, and Triumph looking a little bit hesitant as they get everybody grouped up together, waiting for that Cypher to really come in. And now the Orbital Strike coming in with the Showstopper, but Zeno gets taken down mid-Showstopper. I do believe it was Zeno who popped that Showstopper. And now the Breach ability coming in, Derek getting stunned out. Lots of abilities and CCs going online. However, the recovery will be there for most of the server. Lazarus now still down in manpower, and they're in a very dangerous gambit right now. Blackheart has to be very careful, trying to take the corner, barely walks away with a third of their health left. Ray's going to be throwing in some grenades, buying a little bit more space with those ideally. And now another orbital strike coming in. Derek getting the res onto Zeno means that Ray's going to be back in the fight, and Triumph now at a 5v3. Things are looking so good for them. The flashbang, or excuse me, the breach ability coming out, but it's going to be Lazarus getting that kill with that showstopper. And right now, things are looking a little bit back and forth, but Lazarus is going to go for the defuse.
Yeah, Romanov trying to spam that out, but Seth, massive triple goal, got rezzed in that round.
Wow.
Really, really great stuff, I think, coming out from Seth. Sorry, not Rez, didn't come out on the Seth. My fault. It was the other Rays that got resurrected, I believe. But yeah, great stuff there from Seth, finding a lot of value. Use the showstopper, but it doesn't matter. As long as you get the round win, that's the key. And I was starting to get a little bit worried for Lazarus because it's been kind of tough. If you are somebody like Tanaka who died early on in that round, you feel like you can't do anything. You got shot through a wall. There's no counterplay available for you. You just are dead, and you didn't even get a chance to shoot your gun. And so, if you're that player, you might be feeling very down on this. And I was getting worried about Lazarus's mental state. But now with that round win, hopefully that'll be a way to get back into this map. And indeed, it looks like that's what's happening as Tanaka is facing off against the Sage on long, and Sage just deciding to back off early.
Yeah, probably a little bit wise considering Tanaka going to have that recon on them. And now Lazarus looking a little bit more stalwart on their defense here, but the push does come through into A from the side of Triumph. Looks like It's going to be a little bit of that mid-side push, or the short push rather, coming through, trying to make it happen. Ability's going to be dropping the stim beacon, really holding these boxes to a firm degree. You're going to see if any team can really result in these kills. Lazarus going to be getting the first one with Capo dropping early on. Not going to be able to spot out the opposing team without that Cypher as effectively. And Wilski getting the double. Lazarus looking really good right now, although they do lose that Omen in Wilski. But right now it's pretty much just the breach rather that they have to contend with, and that's looking pretty comfortable for them.
And great job there, Tanaka, now learning from their early mistake, not rotating the entirety of their team over. Tanaka just standing still with that op, finding the frag, and not allowing the plant. And as we look, that money that looked so good for Triumph is now very, very poor. Just a $2,000 or $3,000 on each player as they buy in some pistols, a couple of sheriffs, and hopefully trying to get some frags. Now, this is really important for Lazarus. They need to make sure they don't lose too many players in this round, or obviously want to win the round. But the key is win the round without losing too many players. In order to get this money situation looking really well for the next couple of rounds.
Yeah, it is certainly going to be the case here. Xeno once again using that paint grenade just to clear out that hookah area. Going to not be able to use it in the next coming engagements, but that's going to be pretty all right as they do ensure that that area is going to be free for them. But it looks like now Triumph kind of backing up, not really looking for that immediate value, but Seth finding the kill onto Capo right now. Once again, that Cypher getting caught out rather early in these engagements.
Yeah, I think basically Cypher there was just trying to play a bit aggressive and figure out if they could get a cheeky kill onto the defenders with the pistols. So good idea, didn't really come out, and now it's just going to be a shooting gallery here as Hookah is pushed. The B side is indeed the attackers.
Right.
Yeah, Wilski going to be waiting to wrap around the back just a little bit, letting Triumph get the plant. It's just going to be the one Sage and Derek getting the kill on their custom abilities, so it will help the Econ just a little bit, but not going to help them win the fight.
I would say that 2 frags on an eco round, especially with the investment that Triumph was putting through. Lazarus, isn't exactly sad about losing those 2 players. They're looking very good. The money is back where you would want it to be, and now it's going to be another buy round, buy versus buy, and this 3-4 scoreline could change significantly based on this round, because if Triumph were to lose, they might be forced onto another eco, and then we would really be in for a match, moving forward.
Yeah, the swing potential definitely coming in big for Lazarus, getting pretty much, I believe it's 3 in a row off the back end of Triumph getting 4. So looking to level out that scoreboard as much as possible. Lazarus once again going for that very strong split defense, making sure that they have all angles covered.
Yeah, and a double op setup is another big deal for the defense. We saw how strong Lazarus was with the double op early on. Now the smoke's coming out onto A, trying to cut off all of those potential angles for the ops.
Yeah, Seth has sights onto showers, or at least sights of the choke towards showers, and they're going to allow Triumph to get that space and really buy that placement. Derek is taken and down by Hunter's Fury. Tanaka finding some good utility with that, good kills coming in rather with that ability. And now Triumph, 2 members remain versus 3 for Lazarus. That Cage gonna be hiding that that Cypher. And Wilski getting the kills, Triumph all dropped. Lazarus just has to get the defuse, and they are in the money.
Man, Wilski really showing up big time here for Lazarus. 2 frags that round, 3 frags the round before. Just getting those kills where it's necessary in the clutch situations, and really good from Lazarus. They just let Triumph have the site. They were like, hey, listen, it's all yours. A is infinitely more retakeable than B. If you want to take A, it's all yours, man. We'll just come back in, shoot you in the face, and that's all she wrote. So good job from Lazarus, and now, as expected, the money is a little bit tight. We see one Vandal already purchased on Xeno, but if we look down the board, 3,600, 3,400, 2,300, not quite enough for those full buys. It's going to be a half investment, as I expected, for the attack.
Yeah, Triumph going to be looking a little bit uncomfortable now. They might need to start rethinking how they're utilizing those purchases. As we see them moving forward, they're being a little hesitant, although it looks like they might be leaning towards that B push through Hookah. Again, Zeno just trying to clear out that hookah space, although it does kind of reveal their location just a little bit. Owl drone going to be coming in for the side of Lazarus. Sounds like that dart did land. In fact, it will.
Yeah, exactly. And this is where the ops are king. You have the long sight lines with an eco round. You're probably not going to be investing not nearly as much money, and it's going to be the push onto the A site with a little bit of utility, just cutting off custom abilities op for the meantime and getting that plant down $300 in the bank.
Yeah, it's going to be custom abilities calling out for the rest of the team that the rotation needs to come through as they have those sight lines. And the showstopper blasting Zeno as they activate it. Custom abilities landing excellent shots with that up. It's exactly what you need. You don't want to let that raise to get that upper hand on you with that massive damaging ability. Now coming in, a lot of abilities. Seth trying to get some death pack kills coming forward, trying to displace the Cypher gets stunned out. Excellent play coming in from Blackheart. And with this, Lazarus looking so clean for this fight. They're going to be trying to get the defuse, though. Can they make it happen? As kills now starting to come in and online. It's looking so big for these defuses. It looks like it's not going to come in. In fact, it's nope. Triumph going to get the bomb executed off the back of that breach play from Simple.
I mean, let's not pretend that was just the breach play. I mean, the breach is what sealed the deal. But here's what happened. I mean, you had so many ultimates used. We had Breach, Brim, and the Raze utilized for the attacking side. But honestly, you take that. You take the round wins. Round wins are what give you the W. Your ultimates are a way to get there. So I don't typically like the idea of utilizing so many ults to win a pistol round or what's essentially an eco. But, I mean, it can't argue with results. 3 ultimates, I'll take the round win every single time.
Certainly can't disagree. Now as we look, a little bit more of a split push coming in, but Triumph getting the early kills. Derek on that op, taking down Wilski, who can be a lethal force that we've seen time and time again.
Exactly, and maybe this is that swap in momentum that I was talking about, but the other direction. Triumph finding that eco round win. Now the early pick, Wilski taking out one of the heavy hitters for them. Now it's going to be the push in. Oh, great shot from Seth, but Romanov there for the trade, really good, and that's going to be a push probably onto the A site, and indeed it is.
Yeah, 2 guns always a little bit better than 1. Derek going to be taking down another member from Lazarus. It's going to be the Sova and the Breach coming in. Have to make something happen, and Triumph 4 men on point. Ready to hold this down, taking all sorts of angles, as you might expect. And now Lazarus looking like they might try to come through spawn. No, they're going to be ending up just on the retreat a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Lazarus in a position where they have to save this. 2v4 situation is technically very winnable, but going in, there's so many angles to check, and with just the 2 players coming from the same position, it's just not really plausible to get all of those angles checked on A in that time allotted. So I think this is intelligent from Lazarus, just deciding to pull back, probably able to purchase into the next round with these saved guns. I like this from them. Unfortunately, it does leave a sour taste in your mouth if you're the defense, just giving around essentially, for free after the initial picks. But yeah, probably going to be the reinvest, and indeed, Wilski can drop over a gun. Seth has a lot of money available, and so this is going to be a reinvest. Yet another gun round. Right decision for Lazarus.
Yeah, I certainly don't disagree with it. Looking at how their banks are stacking up, things are looking pretty competitive across the board. Maybe a little bit more favorable towards Triumph. Highest, I guess, bank amount going to be coming out of Simple as far as I see it. But overall, we're going to be seeing it now. Triumph once again on this attack here. Capo trying to get that early information. Capo been one of those players that we see consistently. Feels like they go down early on into these fights. Simple almost getting their chest blown out by that op from the Sova. Not going to be finding it this time, however, just taken down by a couple of shots from the Vandal. And now teams leveled out. Derek managing to get the wall bang and a headshot onto Wilski. And so with that, Triumph now still sitting in a very advantageous position.
Yeah, that's the second round in a row that Wilski's taken down by Derek's op, and this is just really unfortunate if you are Lazarus, because you're just losing those 1v1s. Great opening pick, but it doesn't mean anything. And now the Brimstone ultimate going to be coming out, trying to deny the plant, but Derek, too quick, onto the trigger, finds it anyway.
Yeah, not going to quite be preventing that plant, but Seb gunning down Xeno as they round that corner. And now the showstopper coming in from Seth, trying to get that damage in. Doesn't seem like it's going to net too much. Derek taking the second wall bang with that up. And now the recon coming in from the Cypher. Doesn't seem like it was necessary, but they'll still take the win.
Yeah, that Cypher ultimate is really kind of difficult to define where you use it. It's not the most clear thing in the world, in my opinion. So I understand Cabo just trying to guarantee the round win, round victory. Like I said, round victories are worth infinitely more than utilizing it all. Even if it's a bit of an overinvest, it doesn't really matter. You know, in this game, as long as you get that round victory. So not the worst idea to use that ultimate just to confirm the round win, despite it seeming like a little bit unnecessary. I do like that, and I think the key here. It's going to be a fast push here from the defense, just trying to get some early picks, and they indeed get the early shot onto Capo from custom abilities.
Yeah, however, now the rest of the attacking team going to be pushing up onto that B site, knowing that perhaps they're a little bit weakened because of the lack of manpower coming in, but it doesn't really matter as now Lazarus comes in, gets the flawless game. Triumph taking down 5-man clean.
Well done there from Lazarus, doing such a great job. I can appreciate how Wilski, despite the early push, and that's exactly how you need to play the defense. You have the early push, try to gain a little bit of momentum on one area of the map, you get that pick, fall back. Wilski there for the recontest. I like that a ton. This is massive, good round coming into that half. Now this pistol, if they win the pistol, Lazarus is in just as good a position to take this map.
Yeah, and I mean, if looking at that last round, Lazarus, not going to be suffering too much from just pushing full force. If they lose, well, they were going to be sent back to the pistol round anyway, so better to go for broke there, now leveling out that scoreline at 5-7 as these gates are about to drop.
Yeah, I think it's... I thought you would get something from that, but nothing found. Simple picking up the frag early on to custom abilities as they rush into the B site.
Yeah, and the B side is going to be hotly contested now. Derek, as we're tuning in with them, having to get out of there as Simple dies from the grenade, the paint grenade from Seth, excuse me, as we're pushing forward. Now the field looking a little bit level. Lazarus does have numbers as Wilski gets the second kill with their pistol, but moving forward now, it's going to be the question of who can get the plant and can they hold it.
Yeah, it should be a round win. I mean, the numbers say this is a round win for Lazarus, but as we have seen, the Ray is just looking for those frags and could find them. That's going to be the boom bot pushing out, trying to find something. Not too much information gained. I say that. A little bit of information gained.
Wilski pushing in, holding that corner, knowing that Xeno has to use that bomb bot and those abilities to get out as soon as Xeno going to be rounding that corner. The pistol to the back of the head, you like to see it if you're on the side of Lazarus.
Yes, exactly. And now it's going to be the anti-eco for Lazarus trying to get those frags without losing too many guns. So it should be fairly good. What I suggest on this round, group up, play together. Don't allow picks without trades. As long as you trade effectively, you should be able to get the fight or get the win. As long as you have the better gun. So it looks like somewhat that's what's happening. A couple of people going towards the B-long position, but two just waiting over a day. I don't know if there's maybe a teleport strategy coming out.
Certainly don't know quite yet. It's going to be Lazarus picking up that bomb, holding it back just for the time being, but Capo taken down early once again. That seems to be the theme of this game for that player. But with that, a little bit of recon achieved for Triumph, knowing that the rotation is coming in onto that 8-point. As the bomb gets planted, Wilson going to be holding that bomb firm and tight.
All I could say is I called it as Blackheart takes out Derek in the shower position. It's just a 4 versus 2. Lazarus looking very dominant here in the AT round. Just 2 more players. Satchel didn't find much of anything as Tanaka and Blackheart clean it up. Very clean from Lazarus. I like that a lot. Like the strategy as well. Good job from them.
Yeah, so far they are leveling out the playing field a little bit more each time, and right now it's looking very competitive, 7-7, about 15 seconds before we get into this next engagement here, Ben.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what I was talking about, where, if Lazarus was able to win the pistol round, it puts them in the 7-7 position, and it's anybody's game from here. As long as Lazarus is able to make make a good showing and put pressure around the map, this is going to be a difficult place for Triumph to hold. So it looks like we're going to be seeing grouping up towards short for Lazarus, smokes going out, smoking off the heaven position, and a couple of smokes onto the APC, and now the push in custom abilities, throwing out some a little bit. Oh, that's interesting. They're going to be doing the teleport. I like the strategy.
Yeah, a little bit of a debate coming in through here. It's going to be Triumph trying to find that value. But they're not. Romanov, in fact, going to be finding it with the double headshot coming through. They're going to be leveling out now as Lazarus does continue to find the kill custom abilities, having to do a little bit of an ollie over those mollies. And with that, Triumph manages to pull it out off the back of Capo, finally making a name for themselves here.
Yeah, really back and forth round. I was kind of surprised to see Capo walk through that smoke. Not really the right play in my opinion, but he did know that I think it was the brimstone that was low. So maybe that was the thought process. Now 7-8 in the for Triumph, and this is going to be more gun round. One more gun round, I think for sure for Lazarus, as they had the money built up. But it's Judgment Day. Derek has the judge in hookah. I'm so excited. I want to see at least 2 kills coming out from him.
We'll have to see if they can net that value as we move forward. Lazarus leaning towards that split push, going to be dropping the bomb until they can get some good reconnaissance going here. The stack also looking pretty even on the defense for Triumph. That Cypher as well as the Rays holding up in that heaven area. So right now, looking just pretty calm and docile for now.
Yeah, just a dink coming out onto custom abilities. Probably going to... Oh, no, not going to get healed up. Doesn't have Sage anymore. But Tanaka, that's such a good stun. Getting the kill onto Simple, and that's a refrag from Capo, but it's not enough. Blackheart finding another one.
Yeah, and right now Lazarus looking dominant. They do have that weakness on that Brimstone, but he does have the capabilities to swing back. It is still 4v3. Triumph needs to be a little bit explosive here. They need to really move forward with that aggression if they want to make these plays happen. But the judge coming in from Derek's exactly going to be the type of aggression I'm talking about. Zeno going to be sweeping in behind Wilski, taking them down with that Phantom. The heals coming in, and now suddenly looking good for Triumph.
Yeah, very good. It's just 2 players available here for Lazarus. One of them, of course, is 1 HP, so that makes it all the more difficult. Just an unfortunate timing there. Romanov getting caught out by Tanaka. Now very winnable 2v3 situation for Lazarus. Oh, and that's a great orbital strike. Zeno, he's dead.
That is massive. Zeno gets taken down. Derek takes custom abilities. They only needed to hit him with a few pellets. But with this not going to be any time to plant, it seems. And with that point going to be going over, it seems, to Triumph.
Yeah, I just needed to make that play a little bit faster, did Lazarus. Not quite quick enough in order to get the frags, and now I think the money situation is going to be starting to look rough. Probably have enough to invest in this round, maybe a little bit low on the utility, not so many abilities available, but if they were to lose this round, Lazarus is going to be on an eco, and it's going to be tough, because then you're looking at an 11-7 scoreline, after that eco. So I do wonder, Tanaka needs to find some kills with this op. He has been doing a good job in the last couple rounds, but needs to be continuing it here in this round.
We'll see if they can continue to find that value as they move forward. It looks like a push through hookah for the side of Lazarus. Going to be pushing into 3 from Triumph. The scout comes out, but so does the Sage Wall, really blocking off that hookah. And looks like some explosive damage trying to come through, but not going to quite land into that hookah spot. Instead, just hits the Sage Wall. The grenade from on high going to be coming in from Seth. Doesn't find too much. Now the molly coming in, and the slows as well. Custom ability is going to be finding the first kill with that Sheriff. The wall bang onto Derek. Going to be landing, and Wilski's hitting that tripwire, but able to deter it, although the rotation will be seen now from the side of Triumph as Lazarus pushing on towards that site, getting aggressive. Tanaka taking down Capo in that heaven sniper perch, and with this Blackheart gets the plant, and now it's going to be Triumph having to push into this 3v5.
Yeah, really tough situation here. Like I said, though, A very much more retakeable than B, so very possible. Simple trying to play around the smoke, looking for the frags. Two people there in U-Haul available to be killed, but Tanaka just locking down the heaven.
Yeah, and Triumph actually bringing back some kills. Romanov taking one down with that orbital strike, as a matter of fact. As well, that breach coming in, gonna be stunning down Simple. The kill's easy to follow up on with that. And we're seeing right now Triumph has to hold this for just a little bit longer, force that immediate rush defuse to come in. Attacker's gonna be winning it with that, just like that. Lazarus gets that point 8 to 9 now.
But Blackheart at the very end recovered the operator. That's so big. That's an eco win for Lazarus, and on top of it, grabbing the operator out of it. Really good play there. Blackheart showing exactly why the breach is so powerful, especially on this map. Breach had available 2 flashes, the ultimate, a stun, the E was available as well. And so you had so many ways where no matter what the defense did, they got on the bomb. As soon as they touched that defuse, there would be a stun coming their way, taking them off.
Yeah, it was looking real good here, as it looks good for Tanaka taking the sightline nice and slow, trying to be very careful that they don't want to, get peeled off by the opposing op themselves. The flash coming in, gonna almost be hitting Xeno, but they're taken down by that Blackheart with the Phantom.
Oh, and that's a great arrow, finding the tag onto the Brimstone. I think, yeah, it's the Brimstone over there. So now the drone going in, looking for some more information, just trying to feel out the B bomb site here. Going to be both the players. Great job finding that Sage inside hookah.
Yeah, it's a little bit of reconnaissance in the Omen, looking to push up in that with the Rays. Ray's going to be using that dead pack, trying to come in, and Lazarus once again striking with force. They're looking so clean right now. It's just going to be that Cypher trying to make it happen, or perhaps trying to be a little bit conservative, get what they can out of the econ moving forward here. And Capo now up against a very insurmountable task. The smoke's coming in, but they'll already have pushed through it, so this is going to be all right by them. Now with this Capo holding these angles, trying to peek it very delicately, but the Molly trying to go in there. I believe it actually wasn't a Molly. Tanaka onto this op, trying to find it, but no, it will be Blackheart who gets the kill instead. Capo not able to find it.
That's 5 players still alive for Lazarus, keeping the money very healthy as that eco round goes through. And I talked about how Lazarus would be in a really tough position when they lost that previous round, but now after that eco win, it was Triumph who's back forced onto the pistols. Now it's the rebuy, and this is going to be the first gun round since that eco win for Triumph. They're hoping to bring back some frags but it's interesting. We see the group up over towards I think this might be a fast A split coming out from Lazarus.
Yeah, we're gonna see now as Lazarus pushing up, not getting too aggressive with it, nor are the defenders. They both take their time doing a little bit of a recon. Does look like Capo's camera got detected and taken down in quick fashion. Now Triumph just holding down here, trying to maintain these sight lines, as now we see Lazarus getting ready to push into A.
Yep, that's going to be the showstopper used by Seth, trying to get some frags with it. Doesn't see anyone available. It's going to be difficult to find the kill now that there's no one there. Oh, just swings around the wrong way. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Seth getting a little too carried ahead of themselves with that showstopper, not quite able to find it. Capo receives some healing off the back of that 11 HP health pool, and now Triumph back up at that 5-man with these resurrections coming in from that Sage. Molly coming in from Romanov, and right now this defense looks so good to hold this. They just have to get the defuse in, and that will be it. They have to wait for the Molly to clear, but looks like they're going to be able to do it.
Good lineup there, though, from the Brimstone. Of course, I think that's thrown from all the way back on short A. Good lineup, good try, but not quite enough, despite the Molotov. So, great try there from Lazarus. What I wanted to see a little bit more is I wanted to see Lazarus pushing in together. They just were basically waiting on the showstopper from Seth to find value, and when it didn't, the whole push just ended. They were not in a position to trade. We're not in a way like we're not in a position where they could find anything. It's just unfortunate. So you need to follow up the showstopper with a couple of people to get those refrags if they do that, if that's the strategy for them moving forward. Now 10-9 for Triumph. This is a big round, another investment here for Custom Abilities, but this should be nearing the end of their money if they were to lose this round. So might be a peek into Tanaka. Oh, that's not going to happen. Unfortunately, I thought we were going to see it.
Yeah, the flashbang going out onto Tanaka. That not going to be finding any immediate value. However, Seth will have their back. The death pack actually going to be getting the opposing Rays out of danger, but Zeno taken down by Blackheart, looking to be a little bit more dominant in this matchup. And with this now, Lazarus up in manpower once again. They seem to be playing very dominantly when they do get up. Capo manages to pull one in favor of their team, but Seth able to take down Derek as they try to retreat behind that smoke. And now it's just going to be that Brimstone trying to hold down this B site, but the plant will eventually come through.
That's a massive kill coming out from Seth. It's actually, a couple of really good plays there from Seth. First of all, Seth didn't die to the showstopper as Capo takes out Tanaka. I guess I'll get back to that, but Seth with the quad kill actually just cleaning it up. I thought maybe there was a chance. That was a great kill from Capo as he pushed into the site, but not quite enough. Back to what I was saying about Seth. Oh my goodness, 500 IQ plays coming out from him. You had the pack coming out in order to dodge the opposing team's Raze ultimate. That was really impressive. Then the opposing team's Raze push in, died because of additional damage onto from the second pack from Seth. Then a great kill, holding in hookah, finding the rotate onto the Sage, and then of course that final kill. Just make sure they get the site and cleaning it up onto Capo. Just so impressive from Seth, individual play coming out.
Yeah, it was really looking good so far. However, not a lot of action starting out in this first, or I guess in this rather, what is it, 21st fight going forward here. But we see that Omen posted up in the showers, keeping eyes on that those A angles. The smoke's going to be coming in from the Brimstone, choking off a little bit of the advantage that the defenders might have as they push towards that bomb plant site. And with this now, we're going to see them go through the teleporter, coming in once again. Blackheart trying to use those flashes to really push up that stage. It's such a dangerous spot. Gets two, gets three with the auto shoddy coming in big. Derek, you wanted to see it earlier, Vin. You're going to see it now. That's for darn sure.
Oh, I'm so excited. I love to see the judge just taking heads off. Definitely not a broken or overpowered gun in this game. Not at all. Just 1, 2, 3, knocking them down. And now it's 2v5 for Lazarus. What a good play they had last round, but now just trying to get a couple frags in this round here. 21 is not their lucky number, to say the least. 13 seconds on the clock.
That is certainly true, and the shot coming in from that Sova going to be eliminating that Cypher. Drone eliminating the recon that might come in, but Tanaka kind of gave away their position with it, ironically enough. Defenders are gonna win. Timer does expire, and now Lazarus, they managed to survive a few members, but this is getting pretty close to match point for both teams.
Yeah, 10-11, still very winnable for either side. Lazarus does take a really tough loss. 5 players alive for Triumph puts their money in a good spot, but it doesn't really matter if they lose this coming round. It's going to be tough to get back into it, just because that back and forth really takes a toll mentally on your emotions. You win one, you lose one, you win one, you lose one, and it's just kind of difficult. So looks like we're going to see an early B aggression here from Lazarus, as they have a couple of guns still available, looking for Tanaka, as he's been doing basically this whole half, trying to get that early information and picks onto B long.
Now we'll see if they'll be able to manage it this time around. Derek setting up to build that Sage Wall right in front of Hookah, limit those side lines, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. Now it's going to be on the side of Lazarus to try to tear down these walls, but a lot of time going to be burnt for that. And now Lazarus looking a little bit hesitant. The op trying to come in from Tanaka. The recon going in might use that to help their advantage with getting those sight lines down, but not quite, as now, again, neither team really taking a whole lot of damage, just posturing right about this point. Seth in that hookah room, going to be peeking in towards that spawn side. Derek gets caught out by the molly, has to reposition. Doesn't seem to quite have that self-heal online just yet. And with this, again, this is a really slow fight coming in here, but we're seeing this damage just be slow and methodical. Again, Triumph gonna be okay with this. It puts more pressure onto Lazarus. Naka using that Hunter's Fury to try to find somebody. Doesn't really find much with it at all. And now the showstopper coming in from Seth, trying to go over the top. Throws it in, doesn't find a whole lot. Gets stunned out by that Brimstone ability. And now Triumph coming in quick with these kills. It looks like it was going to take them a while, but Blackheart looking to level out the field just a bit here as they go about it. Getting that third kill now. The fields are evenly leveled as Capo does take down everybody. It's just going to be Blackheart standing alone, but the defenders are going to take it.
Oh my goodness! Let's just say my butt is clenched. That was just so down to the wire. I really thought Lazarus might be able to pull that back, but you had the really good ultimate coming out from the breach on Triumph. Triumph was able to get so much value out of it, stalling that out. That's part of the issue. If you play that long game, it's just difficult. You can't find it.
You really cannot, as these doors are about to open up here. It looks like the Cypher about ready to set up some traps just to secure those teleporters, perhaps. And with this, we're seeing Wilski teleport into the backline, coming out, but immediately found by Zeno, who gets that early kill advantage. Capo taken down by Blackheart, who's really been popping off a little bit towards this back end of the game. And Zeno on this defense, throwing in some raised some raised grenades to try to get that damage through. Will put a little bit of hurt onto that breach, not enough to really force them out in any significant way. However, field's still looking pretty even. Heals are going to come through for Triumph, so they are maintaining that posture. And now the stage walls coming in from Derek to help eliminate any wraparound that may come in from Lazarus, but kills getting traded pretty evenly. Simple gonna be taken down and taking it down. The defense needs to make something happen here as that timer does start to tick up, but Lazarus all taken out. Triumph gotta be Zeno on that raise, able to get the defuse.
Yeah, really good stuff there from Triumph, taking the win, 13-10. Much closer, much better played around game from Lazarus than that first on Ascent, but just not quite enough. Triumph just showing that they have the clutch factor available so many times, and really fun match to watch though. Back and forth. We saw there on the leaderboard, both Blackheart and Seth really showing why they're on this roster. We talked about Blackheart last time, was on the stage on Ascent, seemed a little bit quiet, and I mentioned that there was the possibility